I'm Nate.
I'm Evan.
And I'm Kyle.
And together we're the three smart boys. We don't know a lot about anything, so we made a podcast about everything. Let's get into it.
I feel like the first matter we need to address is, Dad, why were you pooping for so fucking long?
Kyle, you took so long to shit.
I took like a 10-minute poop and then went back to do my accounting homework.
We told you.
Here's the story. So we all get back from Chick-fil-A, and somehow, like women who all live in the same household, our cycles had synced, and we needed to take a poop all at the same time. So I went into a respective bathroom, Kyle went into his respective bathroom, and same with Evan. And I pooped for what seems like a good period of time.
Yeah.
And as I walk out, I recognize Kyle's still in the bathroom, but then I get a text from Evan saying that he's done and that his room is open. So Evan and I poop around the same time, which felt like a while. It felt like a good size.
10-15 minutes, I'd say.
I was going to say 10 or 15.
Yeah.
So the fact that you say you were pooping for 10 minutes, I find hard to believe, because I know about how long I was pooping, and you were still in when I left.
Probably 20 minutes then.
That's a 20-minute poop, dude.
I haven't been on social media in a while. I need to check up on everything. I wasn't pooping all the time.
Does not change the fact that we were podcasting, and we did say we were going to come and do this, and then you say, I'm just going to do my homework.
Now, we do need a report on this turd. What was it like?
I mean, it started off pretty solid and then ended pretty soft. So, I mean, it was a pretty...
Like, how soft are we talking? Are we talking like, like a beef stew soft where, where there's liquid but with some chunks? Or are we just talking about some chicken broth?
No, definitely beef stew with chunks.
Okay.
Vegetable chunks.
This is important listening information, I believe.
It's very important. Now, I found a peanut. No.
I actually go sifting after each shit I take. I call it my special shit sift time of the night.
Because you'll find like little pieces of corn, little pieces of nut, and you got to re-eat those because they didn't digest the first time. That's protein. They'll digest the second time.
Yeah, especially when you find pieces of nut. Because when there's nut in my shit,
I'm all about that nut.
I'm all about that nut, especially when it's in my ass.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of nuts, I did just enjoy a payday. I forgot how good those motherfuckers were.
Oh, like the candy bar? That is?
That's what I just ate, yeah.
You're going to see it again.
What are your guys' favorite candy bars? I feel like we should discuss that.
Not much of a candy bar kind of guy.
But you have to have a favorite.
I mean...
That's a hard choice, though.
That's really hard choice.
Okay. Now, what are you talking about? Like candies that come in bars, or like just my favorite candy in general?
I'm restricting it to chocolate bar materials like Milky Way, Snickers,
I'm gonna have
Payday,
to go Milky Way.
Babe Ruth.
I'm gonna be a classic boy and say I enjoy a good Snickers bar. I do enjoy a good Snickers.
I mean, Snickers respectable.
Is it $100 grand?
It is $100,000.
Okay.
It's not a common one. Not a lot of people.
All.
Yeah. Have you had $100,000?
I take it back. Whatchamacallits.
I don't think I've had a whatchamacallit ever.
A whatchamacallit is my favorite candy bar.
Describe it to me.
It's a weird hybrid cross between like a Kit Kat and like a $100 grand. It's the strangest candy bar I've ever had, but it's also the best.
Really?
Yeah, it's
$100,000
like
and
Kit Kat. It's the weirdest candy. I haven't had one in a while, so don't.
I the only time I can really remember one is I remember one time my grandma got me one. Like she picked me up from school, yeah, and she grabbed that because I guess she likes them, and I was like, Grandma, what the heck's this?
It's a whatchamacallit.
And I got upset, but then enjoyed it. So
it was a good candy bar, wasn't it?
But that was probably a good 15. No, not 15. Well, probably 12 years ago.
Get back into those. Get back into those boys.
Yeah,
they're hard to find.
They're really not. They're in every Speedway.
I've never had one, so I should. You should try one at that case. If they're $100,000 and a Kit Kat mixed,
that's the best description I can give because it's really its own thing.
That's like the perfect candy bar race. It's a great candy bar. The master race of candy bars.
It is the Aryan race of candy bars. Is the whatchamacallit.
See, I'm all about that chocolate nougat and those Milky Ways.
So Milky Ways.
A Milky Way is
Milky Ways are pretty good.
If whatchamacallits are the Aryan race of candy bar, what's the Jew? What's the Jew of candy bars?
Snickers.
No, Snickers are good. Snickers are quality.
You're right.
We need a shitty bar that nobody likes.
Nobody buys. Almond Joys.
Almond Joys are the Almond Jews. Almond Joys are the Jews of
the
candy.
Dark chocolate Almond Joys. Those are the homosexual Jews.
No. Those are the burnt Jews.
I feel like we should probably just say that We do not have any prejudice against anybody of any demographic.
This is humor.
This is joking sarcasm.
We consider ourselves equal opportunity employers when it comes to comedy. If you do something, we're gonna make fun of it. If you are something, we're gonna make fun of it.
Yeah. Let's make fun of white people just to, level the playing field.
I mean, it's kind of hard to make fun of white people.
They're so perfect. No. I mean,
there's how about how fucking ignorant we are to everything?
Yeah.
That seems to be a rough one.
Yeah.
We enjoy Starbucks too much.
Fucking just...
We're copy paste. It's literally all copy paste.
It is
White
copy
paste.
And then we have rednecks. We have rednecks.
We do have rednecks. Fuck.
That is the worst demographic of
country music.
Country music. That's something
some shit. Okay, I see, but even my argument against because I was like, oh well, there's Darius Rucker, but Darius Rucker was Hootie and the Blowfish, so I can't hold that against him.
I don't know.
You don't know Darius Rucker? Hootie and the Blowfish was a popular.
I remember
like alt. I don't really know, like a folk type.
I know I've heard it before.
It's like pop,
ironically, but yeah.
But then Darius Rucker, who was the lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish, went solo and started singing country music. Like rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. He's that.
Oh,
guy. He's the wagon wheel guy.
The generic country music.
Yeah,
guy.
but he's black.
Oh.
Yeah.
But so. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of popular Hootie songs. I can't. Okay, so I mean, I'm glad that we've got that settled though. The Aryan race and the Jew of candy bars.
Yeah, that was. We needed to figure that out.
There was nothing worse. Because, did you guys have, stockings at Christmas?
Yes.
Is that ever something you had? Did you have stockings at Christmas? On a fireplace?
Yeah.
Did they put candy in the stockings? Because I know that there's a tradition that people do. Yes, for you, Kyle?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. If you ever got an Almond Joy in your stocking, that means your parents hated you.
I definitely never got an Almond Joy.
Good,
but I definitely got them for, Halloween.
Nobody...
Those are
Almond Joys are a grandma candy.
They are a grandma's candy.
Grandmas fucking love
Almond Joys. Grandmas love
I don't understand where it comes from. It's like the two worst things in the world mixed together.
Also, it doesn't make sense because there's even in the small bars, the little ones that you get for Halloween,
fun size?
It's just one almond, but then there's a half a centimeter on each side that's just chocolate.
Yeah.
So you don't even get almond for the whole thing. I mean, for kids at least, because kids definitely can't take those in one bite.
It should be called Coconut Joy or something. There's barely any almond, but there's a fuck ton of coconut.
Yeah, it's literally it's like sushi rice in that thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hootie and the Blowfish. He's like, I only want to be with you. It's fucking. There are some popular Hootie songs that you probably know.
I don't know if we're allowed to have that song in the audio.
We might have to cut that now.
We will have to cut that.
It's gonna be
it's
funny.
Okay. It's okay.
We're gonna keep this audio.
We're gonna keep this audio.
Talking about audio that we've cut.
What was the song called? Then we can just say the name of the
song. I Only Want to Be With You by Hootie and the Blowfish.
Okay, so that's the song we played.
And I think we get to play maybe 6 seconds?
Well, let's just not.
Let's
not even fuck with it.
I don't even want to fuck with it.
Let's just leave that off to the side.
Moving right along. Kyle. You said you had some things to talk about.
I do. Hold on.
Important things to talk about.
Why do you not have that already pulled up, ready to talk about?
I didn't know we were going to.
Can't you just memorize it?
Okay.
We talked about.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. So, there is something that just came out in Germany.
Yes. That's always a good start.
It's the first sex doll only brothel.
Yes.
Where you can rent out a whatever you want to call it.
It's just a brothel, but with sex dolls instead of real people.
Yeah, and they're charging £71 an hour.
Okay, let's talk about how fucking progressive that is.
£71 an hour?
You know what kind of dip that's going to take in the fucking sex trafficking business? A huge one. Human trafficking is going to go down because of shit like that.
But show me these fucking dolls. These better be high quality dolls for $70 an hour. £70 an hour. £70 an hour.
Yeah. No. That's
they look
Samantha.
Semi-realistic.
Her name is Samantha. Yeah. No.
Yeah, fairly realistic.
I'd imagine that it's probably you're not going to catch an STD from it. I mean, because you can. It's
fucking Lysol wipe that shit.
Yeah, just a Lysol wipe in your gold.
It says that they rent them out 12 times a day. So basically, for 12 hours, they're open 12 hours a day, and that one sex doll can be used 12 times.
Just one sex doll.
Well, there's 11 of them. There's the guy who owns this. I think it's a dude.
So it's a personal business.
Yeah.
This is why we need to support small business owners because they come up with stuff like this.
But see, What's so different about just making a business where you just have a bunch of TVs in the wall and then you have a pocket pussy just shoved in the wall and guys just walk up and start just slamming into that wall, just watching a screen with porn on it.
That's got there's a body. There's like a physical being to that.
You can,
What if the 70 pounds you're paying for that hour isn't fucking the doll? It's holding something, Evan. What if you're a lonely 32-year-old man who can't get any action?
That's 4chan reference.
And thank you. And the only thing that really is gonna make your heart happy and full and fill that void is a real to life sex doll named Samantha.
But is this doll heated? If it's not heated, it won't feel that real. It'll just be a cold, like silicone, fake body.
They do not say whether or not they are heated, but a lot of pocket pussies that you can buy they recommend that you microwave them or something beforehand.
So do you have to stick this entire doll in a giant
know.
I've never stuck my dick in something warm. They're always cold.
Really?
Do you guys not go to the morgue for your brothel?
Whatever. Anyway, moving along. They are 30 kilograms. So I don't know how many pounds that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
How many
we should be using the metric system, not the imperial system, because it's autistic.
They are imported from Asia and cost on average 1,700 pounds.
Actually,
each.
you can order those dolls from online from Asia.
Mm-hmm. For 1,700 pounds, how many fucks does it take before you get
a couple
the doll
a
paid
week's
for?
worth.
Because it's 70. It's 70.
If you're
for an
fully
hour.
booked. Yeah.
For an hour. Yeah. Okay. And he's got what? How many of them? You said he's
11.
He's got 11 of them. That's so much money.
Mm-hmm. So he's put in probably right around $15,000 into these.
I feel like that's such a niche market though. Because like you already have the niche market of people who are going to brothels, and then you have the niche market of people who are
very selective,
not fucking a real person at a brothel. Like, why would you pay for something you could do with your hand?
Maybe more people will be comfortable going there because they don't have to worry about STDs. They don't have to worry about, like, fucking a person and feeling, like, worse about it.
It's gonna be like fucking a pillow.
I guess that's true.
It's just gonna lay there.
I feel like half the joy is the interaction. If there's no interaction and you're just fucking a brick wall, you're just gonna be like...
Okay, now if they do some Build-A-Bear shit and they have a little box inside that when you, like, press on the tit and it just, like... like, just a really compressed, just, like, little... Like, yeah, then we're golden. We're good. Here's my 70 pounds. Please take my money.
Yeah.
So it's a woman who owns these. It's not a man.
Mm-hmm.
Small business.
Evelyn Schwarz.
That means that this is a feminist movement and everybody should get behind this.
She says, quote,
"Yes.
For many, it's not a fetish, but more of a curiosity."
How many times can you be curious before something's a fetish?
She also says from those 70% of men come back. So 70% of her customers are coming back.
That's not that's such a good turnover rate, but it's not curiosity at that point anymore. What's her name? Evelyn?
Evelyn Schwarz.
Evelyn.
She does own one doll that is her doll. It's her, I guess, top selling doll, and it's made out to it's a blue haired Japanese girl.
Why blue hair? Like, why is that the
anime
one?
Waifu? Yeah, it's a waifu doll.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
where
sense.
that 70% turnover is coming from.
Yeah,
it starts with curiosity and then just ends with being a neckbeard.
Yeah. I love anime. I want to fuck my kawaii girlfriend.
Fucking anime titties. That's what it is. My kawaii
Schwarz
waifu.
said that the wives of many brothel visitors are reacting with tolerance to the desires and are often seen waiting outside in the car while their husband is having sex with the doll.
Okay, what's your source on this, by the way?
Mirror.com.
Okay, cool. I just want it. Is there an author?
It's all the way at the top, and I'm all the way at the bottom.
Okay,
so
well, scroll up to the top because I don't want to be nailed for plagiarism.
Okay.
That's a serious crime. You get kicked out of college for that.
You're a bad boy.
You know what you can't get kicked out of college for? Sending dank memes over your school account.
Okay, there's a fine line between dank memes and pictures of people who died.
Okay, a man with a board through his head that said "bored as fuck." Board spelt, BOARD, like a wooden board. That's a dank meme. That shit's funny.
It is hilarious. It was hilarious, but I don't want to send it.
I don't think it'll get anybody expelled.
Anyways,
not gonna
moving on.
The authors are Rachel Bishop and Cohen Burgos or Burgaius.
Doesn't matter.
Now,
You got
and
the
it's
first
from
one.
mirror.com.uk.
Publishing date? Published on?
Do we need the publishing
Today,
date?
October 18th.
This was a Today
That was
article?
Today.
That's some fresh
Kyle,
fucking
You're
news!
on top of this. High five.
I looked
Hell
this
yeah.
up 15 minutes ago.
Damn.
Why would you say that? You had so much respect until
It was quality.
until you said I looked it up. Is that what you were doing while you were pooping?
No.
It was quality.
That was
news,
post-poop?
though.
That's when you said, hey, we're supposed to do this, and I was like, oh, got on the computer, 5 minutes.
I mean, that was a
Got it.
quality
I definitely
topic.
had to sift through a couple websites before I got to Mirror and found this. So
Okay.
none of them were even close.
I'm a little disappointed because we definitely talked about finding stuff earlier, but that was a quality enough topic that I'm not that upset.
Now, my question is, though, could this have an impact on, like, body image for girls? Because
They all are like very skinny and have very large
they're
breasts.
all, like,
it's
Barbie
the
doll
male,
women.
It's the male fantasy, right?
It is.
It is. Yes.
So, do you think there'd be a point where the men fuck these dolls and then they're like, oh, I don't want to go back to real
My
girls?
wife, who's
Yeah.
sitting in the car.
She's like a fucking 4 at best, and this is a 10.
Yeah, but these dolls can't ride you. And
That
there's
is
nothing
true.
better than getting your dick rode.
And
all
they don't
fucking
make
night.
noise. They don't interact with you at all. There's
wonder
none
if
of
they
that.
do. I wonder if
Yeah,
you can
10 out of
program.
10 woman. Male fantasy. They don't speak. They don't complain. They don't require any like actual maintenance other than the occasional Lysol wipe.
But they don't cook. They don't clean. Issues.
Okay, so 8.5 out of 10. Like, you're a neckbeard. You're probably eating tendies anyway and spending all your time on 4chan. What's it gonna matter if it doesn't cook for you? You're probably pissing in jars. What's a Lysol wipe gonna do? Nothing.
And plus, they got their mothers to cook for them. So
Just like all the staple of women, it can't say no. That's really, I mean, that's really the only thing I look for in women.
not saying no.
I mean,
If they say yes, then they're good, right?
in the words of my dad, you know, I'll fuck anything with 2 legs and a pulse. Nowadays, they don't even need to have a pulse.
Okay, so here's an Austrian psychologist says that the reason why men are so like into these dolls is because there's no they can't say no.
What I say.
So
What I say.
he said
You won't
they
get
can
denied.
do anything with the doll. Every intention is turned off, which can be a factor with a prostitute. So like, you could be with a
Some
prostitute.
high class escorts aren't gonna do butt stuff.
Right.
They're not gonna let you near it.
Yeah.
That's white collar shit,
Yeah.
not blue collar shit.
So then basically that's
Everything's on the table. That is a thing to think
You
about.
can-
But if you want to just suck some toes for an hour and, you know, beat your little ding dong, like, that's on the table for you. I would also like to interject and say this is episode 2 and the darkest shit.
No, we started the last episode with people dying and talking about videos of that. I think we're off to a good start.
Okay.
This is the darkest podcast ever.
That's the end of the article.
But
Okay.
part of the appeal of real women is some people like very dirty things. They like to be beaten or whipped or shit like that, and they like to have
Smacked
girls
in the face.
who are
and any assorted number
they
of
like
things.
they like to have girls who have like dirty feet and shit like that. So
Dirty feet.
no. I know some people. Who are like
Who's divulging this information to
Evan,
you?
do you have something to tell us?
no.
Is this one of those, oh, it was my friend situations when in reality, like, you're into, like, dirty ass
No.
some Hobbit shit? Like,
No.
what are you about, Evan?
We are not kink shamers on this podcast.
Speak for yourself.
I have word for word heard a guy say, when a girl sticks her finger in my mouth, I want it to be dirty. I want to taste the barbecue on her finger. Like,
A man who is about barbecue sauce. That is a fetish I can get behind. You know what I gotta say to that? I'm gonna say 3 words and we're gonna move on to your topic, Evan. Finger licking good. Okay, where are we at?
So, you know, it's getting near Halloween time.
It is. It's spooky.
And it's getting a spooky time of year. It's getting dark earlier, and it's, you know, staying dark for longer. And I was wondering if you guys had any spooky stories, like any supernatural events where you thought to yourself, "Holy fuck, are there ghosts that exist?" And I just wanted to open up the
Kyle,
topic for any stories, any spooky stories
Do you have
to
any
tell.
spooky stories, Kyle?
Spooky stories.
Yeah, I want to hear yours first. Like paranormal or like
Any times you
generally
just shit
creepy,
yourself.
like creepy.
I've never really had a paranormal experience. The only thing that I've been close to was when I was very young. I had this toy tank that in the middle of the night decided to start working. But really, what that is just it was shitty technology.
Was it shitty technology, or
Yeah,
was it a
specter?
ghost?
I mean, if it
could
was a
have been
ghost,
ghoul.
they creeped me out for about a night until my parents told me, yeah, that's just because it's running out of battery, or the juice is running out of those batteries.
What if your parents are the ghosts?
Your parents
They were
turned it on at
covering
night.
their own tracks. Maybe you're a little ghost boy.
Your parents aren't real. They're just ghosts that live in your house.
Well, okay, so here's another. So this just happened last year. I totally forgot about this. I don't even know if this could be like paranormal.
Just go. Just go.
So,
Just tell us.
It could
so I'll go ahead and explain myself. So we had last year we were in a very shitty dorm,
shittiest dorm.
shittiest dorm possible. There was one elevator. There was 8 floors. That elevator took you to the 6th floor.
Yeah,
that
it
was
just
it.
took you to floors 1 and 6. out
There
of
was
8 floors.
there was a service elevator that was only open to custodians and maintenance. And our custodian for our floor was
the
named.
coolest woman alive.
Her name was Edna, and she was
Sweetheart.
a large black woman.
Not that matters. She
Not
was
that
the
that
sweetest
matters.
woman I've
She
ever
is
met.
probably the coolest person I've ever met. She's so sweet.
She
She's
hit
so
on
nice.
us.
She would
daily.
hit on yes.
And we would flirt back.
Did
because
you
it
show
was
her
good.
your taint?
No, I never showed Edna my taint, but I definitely came close. I will not divulge information for fear that I might lose any dignity I have left. Anyways.
So I just got some lunch and I was going to head up to my room to eat the lunch, and I see her waiting for the service elevator, and I was like, oh my gosh, hey Edna, it's great to see you. And she said, hey baby, you want to ride this elevator with me? And I was like, hell yeah, Edna. I mean, she was going to the same floor as me.
Just fucking reiterating, we're not racist.
No, that's her voice. That's her voice.
Kyle's iteration was very accurate.
That was her voice.
Sadly.
Anyways,
It's done.
so I get in this elevator. She, it has, you have to turn a key to like get it to the right floor.
Only you, Kyle Cather, can make a fucking spooky story. You sound like the most racially charged I've ever heard in my life. This is not at all. Go ahead, just continue. with the
That is
story.
exactly how she talked.
It doesn't mean you have to do it.
I don't care.
He's going for accuracy, Nate. Okay.
Anyways, she pushes the the number 4 or whatever. So we're going to the 4th floor. Now, the elevator went straight up to the 9th floor, where on the 9th floor is supposedly what Edna says is that a girl named Helen hanged herself.
I heard she was hung
Or
by
she was
her.
hung by
no,
her.
no,
Yes, that's right. She was
no,
hung by her boyfriend.
Yeah, her boyfriend drug her up to the 9th floor. There were a couple of different stories.
Yeah.
One of them was that her boyfriend drug her up to the 9th floor and then hung her and then hung himself. Another one was that drug her up to the 9th floor and he jumped out of a window afterwards.
And then she hung herself because he jumped out the window.
No, like he still hung her. In every
Oh.
iteration, just about like he hangs her.
So did he kill her and then hang her, or did he hang her to death? Like, how do
We
you
have
drag
no
someone
idea.
up
I
the
don't know
stairs
how you hang
alive?
someone. It's just a story.
It's all
Okay,
wrong.
it's just-
Anyway.
She was hung.
Anyways,
Okay.
so on the 9th floor, all it is
Was
just,
he hung?
oh god.
So the elevator goes to the 9th floor.
Yes, on the 9th floor is a small little hallway, and it has basically one door with a
creepy.
glassed square that you can see into it, and it's basically just a storage room, and you can see through it, but it's dark in there. Like you can only see like shadows. So that elevator opens up right in front of that door. I mean, we did not touch 9. We did not go to 9. We did not say we wanted to go to 9.
Well, because here's the thing about the elevator that Kyle misses, that it's an important detail.
It's
It
really
doesn't
old.
have buttons. You have to take the custodian's key and turn the number on the floor you want to go to.
Right.
And now there's nothing electrically wrong with this elevator because they've had it checked because it does go to the 9th floor like that often. So it's like the elevator is in good working condition and there aren't buttons, so you can't like mishit something. Like it's more deliberate than a regular elevator. So the fact that it goes to this 9th floor is pretty spooky.
It's very spooky, but
Especially if you've seen that storage room.
She then told me that thank God that I was in the elevator with her because that freaks the hell out of her. And then we went down to the 4th floor and we went our separate ways.
Yeah, it'd scare the shit out of me. I can tell you that.
Okay.
So, is that all your spooky stories?
That's all my spooky stories.
Nate.
Now, we've talked about this.
Yeah, we have. Did you tell Kyle?
I didn't tell Kyle.
Okay, so.
So I had this. I was telling Evan the other day about this situation at my house, where And Kyle, you've been in my house. And
Yes.
you've been in my house at night, right?
Yes.
And you recognize how creepy that motherfucker is.
Yes.
You know the red room, right? We call it
Yes.
the red room because all of the walls are painted red.
Yes.
And now to the right of the red room, there is a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where our kitchen is. And it's not like there's a doorway. It's just this big open frame that leads into the red room. So it's just like a walk in, walk out kind of thing. So one night, it's like 3 a.m., and we have this very small dog named Winston, who I think I mentioned last episode. He's kind of an asshole. And so what this little asshole decided to do was to get into chocolate. Not enough to kill him, sadly, just enough to really amp him up for a couple hours. So he's laying on my chest because my dad can't sleep, and he has work in the morning. And he's like, hey, I need you to watch this dog because this dog's freaking the fuck out. So I'm laying with him, and Winston really loves the heater, like this little space heater. So if you turn the space heater on, he'll just sit in front of it and he'll calm down. So I turn the space heater on, and we're just laying on this couch. And like I said, it's about 3 a.m. I'm watching TV, and I finally have calmed him down. Like, he stopped running around and like making sounds. Like, he's like on the verge of sleep when he like peeks up and looks into the kitchen, which is where I have my back to. Like, my back is to the kitchen, and he's looking up into the kitchen, and then he growls, and just after he growls, I hear clear as day footsteps run behind the couch. So I stand up thinking this is like, my little brother is known to sneak around the house and stuff. So I'm thinking this is him up late at night. He doesn't want anyone to know he's up late at night, so he's run around the couch. So I go to check on the other side of the couch, and there's nothing there. So at this point, I'm pretty fucking spooked. So I go to the kitchen to where there's a glass door, and I see that it's locked. So everything's locked, and I'm like, all right, still not fucking with this. I walk up to my dad, and I'm like, hey, I heard footsteps. I think they're like legit might be someone in the house. Like, this is how clear those footsteps were to me. So he's like, there's no one in the house. Go back down. You're fine. So I'm like, shit. All right. Well, I guess if dad says I'm fine, I'm fine. So I go downstairs, and I don't hear anything the rest of the night, and I end up falling asleep on that couch, which I'm not sure how I did because I was pretty spooked. But I leave then for college because that was on a break. And the next time I come back home, it must have been a month or two. I come back home, and I'm talking with my dad in the kitchen, and my sister says something I don't remember how the conversation sparks, but she says something along the lines of, oh, Dad didn't tell you. I said, Dad didn't tell me what? And so he's looking at me, he's like, it's nothing, I just, that's the story about the footsteps. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I just heard something similar. And that's where he drops it. And I'm like, no, you don't get to drop this shit there. I want to know what the hell you heard. So Emma tells me, because Emma's my sister, since my dad told Emma, I guess the same thing happened where my dad is standing in the kitchen, and we have a TV in the kitchen, and like, so my dad is watching this kitchen, watching this TV, and if you're watching this TV, your back is to the red room. So his back is to the red room, and he has Winston, and Winston looks towards the red room, growls, and then just after Winston growls, my dad hears footsteps run from the kitchen into the red room. So he hears the same thing I heard just after Winston growled at the late hours of the night, and he just wasn't going to bring it up to me. So I'm pretty positive my house has been haunted. Either that or there's a very, very agile homeless man living there. And we're just very unaware of his presence.
Sneak into the kitchen and grab some chips.
And then just,
beans.
boosh, just gone. I don't know. But yeah, that's my paranormal story.
I have a few spooky instances that just are generally scary to me because, you know, they fuck with you. Now, one of these times, it was late at night. Let's say it was like 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. I was at my house in the living room for some fucking reason because that's where I was sleeping for the night. I don't know why. I just decided to sleep in the living room.
I feel that.
And I was laying in the living room, and I was laying on my back, like on the couch, and I started to fall asleep. All of a sudden, I wake up, and I see all these black shadows moving around me. I see all these shadows moving around, so I start to like freak out, and I try to move, and I can't move. And I start to like hear like these really fucking loud like screaming noises. So I'm like, holy fuck, let me move. I need to get the fuck out of here. So I eventually fucking sit up, and I'm just sitting there for a second. Because, you know, that shit would fuck with you. Like spooky like shadow things moving and screaming noises like that'd fuck with you.
Yeah.
So every now and then, this would happen to me while I would sleep in my living room. And I never knew why. Now, as I've gotten older, I now realize that it's sleep paralysis.
Were you sleeping on your back?
I was sleeping on my back, and now I don't sleep on my back anymore. So when I sleep on my bed, I sleep on my stomach or on my side, just because that's how I roll. But when I sleep on my couch, it's uncomfortable to do that because there's like these lumps in it. So like
you
sleep
on your back.
Yeah, you sleep on your back. So that's why it would only ever happen in the living room.
So have you like looked into sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Okay, so for Kyle, have you for those who are unaware, essentially Evan's process is very scientific. Like as soon as you were explaining things, I was like, I get it.
It's sleep paralysis.
Like because you naturally sleep on your side and like on your stomach, right?
Yeah.
That's where you're most comfortable. You will not get as comfortable on your back. You might get comfortable enough to fall asleep, but it's like a faux state of sleep. So you're still semi-conscious in that state, and that's why it's like because your body has fallen asleep. Your body has gotten relaxed enough to rest, but your
then
mind
something
hasn't.
wakes up your mind. Like you hear a sound and you wake up.
So the screaming can be attributed
to hallucinations because there are chemicals that are released in your brain.
Not just hallucinations, but what's really interesting is lots of people hear footsteps and screaming or like heavy breathing in their ear. What that is your own heartbeat and your own breathing.
I forgot about one of the scariest parts about the whole thing. While that was all happening, while there's like black spirits and all that shit, it felt like something was strangling me. I forgot that was an important detail because that fucked with me the most because I felt like I was being strangled.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, and the weird thing is, I used to sleep on my back all the time as a kid, but then around the time of puberty and like post-puberty, I started getting sleep paralysis when I'd sleep on my back. I don't know why. And I looked into it. A lot of people only get sleep paralysis when they sleep on their backs. They never get it in any other state.
It's because a lot of people can't get fully relaxed on their back. Like, you can't be fully comfortable. And since they're like, it's that perfect level of comfort where like you can rest and like I said, like faux fall asleep, essentially, like fake fall asleep. But like you won't be relaxed enough to hit like full REM. So the hallucinations come when
the sleep chemicals, like the dreaming chemicals.
Because you're essentially dreaming, but your mind is conscious enough. Now, what's really interesting is that's the same shit as lucid dreaming. If you can just break yourself out of that panic, you can lucid dream at that moment. And have out of body, air quotations here, out of body experiences.
As I've gotten older, I've been able to control it more because like when it first happens, it
panic.
fucks with you really hard.
And that
You're
panic
freaking out.
Panic is like it's that initial panic of I can't move that gets sent to your brain,
and then your brain starts to see things and hear things. It's like,
trying to fill
fuck.
in blank space.
Yeah, what's the danger around me? And it's scary.
Yep.
But as I've gotten older, I've started to be like, it's just sleep paralysis. I just gotta force myself to wake up, which is a weird feeling to force yourself to wake up.
It is. I've done it. It's odd.
It's weird.
Like
it's not natural.
Have you've seen Kill Bill, right? Like that scene.
I actually haven't. I've only seen part of it.
There's a scene with Uma Thurman in Kill Bill where she's like just come out of this coma and she can't quite properly move her legs yet. So she's sitting in this van just staring at her feet, just like thinking like, wiggle your big toe. Like, and she's like, once she knows she wiggles her big toe, she's golden and everything else can kind of start to fall into place. And it does. And that's what you have to do with sleep paralysis. If you can just move one small extremity, you're golden. I had a very similar experience.
You've had sleep paralysis.
A form. My form of sleep paralysis was more dreamlike, but like it was more nightmare-esque. What kept happening is I would experience sleep paralysis, I'd work myself out of it, and I'd sit up. And then I would realize I'm still awake, or I'm still dreaming, and that happened like 3 or 4 times. So I woke myself up, but still in a dream state. It was like some Inception shit. So I kept having to wake myself up, and each time I woke myself up, I wasn't actually awake. And it fucked with me so heavy, so that when I finally did wake up, I was still willing myself to wake up. And it messed me up for a minute. Like, I had to do something different to try. It was weird.
I've had that shit happen too. That's weird. It's because you think you're awake, but you're not actually awake. So then when you actually wake up, you don't know whether you are awake or not, and it really Inception's the best way to describe it.
It's just like a dream within a dream within a dream. I had a friend named Hosey who
love Hosey.
Kyle loves Hosey, but he had a situation like that where that happened to him. But what was very interesting is it was more nightmarish. So he would wake up and he would live a specific portion of time, and then he'd wake up again, and then he'd live a little bit further. And each time he lived a little bit further. Now, what was interesting about this timeline, I suppose, how this life he kept living further, is there was a murderous clown in his house trying to kill him. So he would eventually get to the point where he was just being murdered, and then he would wake up mid-murder, and then have to go through the entire thing again and get murdered again and again, until eventually he finally woke up. So then once you finally wake up, you're gonna be like, murdered. You think you're gonna get murdered again.
What the fuck?
Right? Like, how bad would that mess with
scary.
you? That would be terrifying. I would just want to die at that point. I wouldn't want to live. Oh. Kyle, you've been extraordinarily quiet this episode.
I feel for Hosey at this point.
No, because he talked about the sex dolls.
Yeah,
and
I need to go give Hosey a hug now that I know he's been.
Well, he's about to leave for the military, so you better hurry.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Like, I thought he's not leaving until next year.
Air Force. He's going for Air Force. Yep.
He's not going until next year.
He's not going until April.
Yeah.
So, yep, it'll be a minute.
I had a friend who literally just went into the Navy. Yeah, because he was going for submarine shit.
All right.
Oh, and then, okay, I have another spooky story. So, I live in bumfuck nowhere in the middle of the woods, right?
Yeah.
So,
it's Indiana.
Michigan, technically. So, I walk outside to take my dogs out at night. And there's just wild animals outside, because that's just what happens. And one time I was taking out my dogs, I saw these glowing eyes out in the woods, and well, yeah, the eyes just moved around, and then they made some weird noises, and then I just heard just off into the woods, and it was a deer.
Yeah,
that's it. But okay,
spooky.
There's actually one actual spooky encounter with an animal. I was in my basement at my house, and I was getting ready to go to bed. I think I was watching Animal Planet or something important to the story. So I was sitting there watching Animal Planet, and then in the background I hear just on the floor, and I was like, well, that's a strange noise. I don't hear that often. And I was like, okay, it must have been nothing. And then I hear, and I was like, okay, I definitely heard it that time. What the fuck's going on? There's something in my basement. So I stand up, and I look around the basement, and everything looks normal, and then I just see this little dark spot on the floor, and I'm like, is that a blown up balloon? And I see it go. The balloon started moving, so I went, holy fuck, why is that balloon moving? I get closer, turns out it was a baby bat, and there was just a baby bat in my basement.
That is equal parts spooky and adorable.
Now, the interesting thing is, it was difficult to get this baby bat out of the house because he didn't want to fly. So what we had to do is take lacrosse sticks and scoop him up with the lacrosse sticks and carry him outside. And as we were holding him in the lacrosse sticks, he was doing this little screech kind of, he was going, ah! He just didn't want to fuck with those lacrosse sticks. So
that is such a wholesome spooky story.
Yeah, it was
good ending.
It was startling because when you see a bat in your basement, the first thing is rabies. I'm running the fuck out of here. But yeah,
just disease in general.
Disease,
with wild animal is kind of the concern.
And then I worried that maybe there's another bat. There wasn't though.
I have a spooky story, and then
another spooky story,
and then we can move into my topic.
Okay,
if we want. All right. So this is just in the spirit of Halloween. This is a fictional story. So there's this man, and he's walking home alone. He's a businessman, and he's had a late evening. I really want to get close to the mic for this.
Get close to the mic.
Really
put on a spooky voice for it.
The man was walking home alone at night. There was a dense fog rolling into the park that he had to cross through to reach his apartment. He realized that this might be the end for him if he decided to cross through. But regardless, he needed to get home, as he had not eaten all day.
He needed some food!
He needed food. That's the story. So the man takes his first steps into the park, and as he gets about halfway through the park, the fog gets thicker, and he hears a sound from behind him, a soft thump, thump. He turns around very quickly to see what's there, and to his surprise, there's nothing. The fog is far too thick for him to see through. Now anxious, he picks up his pace, wanting to reach his home faster. And as he picks up his pace, so does this thumping behind him. Thump, thump. He whips around very fast to see a large sarcophagus standing and staring at him. It opens its doors as to taunt him. Now the man is obviously scared shitless. So he decides to haul ass back to his apartment. So he starts running, and as he runs, so does the coffin. It picks up behind him, just thump, 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 thump. So he gets into his apartment, and he slams the door behind him, and he locks it, and he backs away, thinking, I'm finally safe. Just as he thinks this, the coffin bursts through the door with a loud thump and a taunting.
Look at that fucking audio spike.
I know, that's gonna be a good one. But it's important to the story.
Okay.
So he runs up his stairs, and the coffin chases after him, and he locks himself in his bedroom, and he can hear the coffin coming up these stairs, just thump, thump, thump. And he's looking frantically around his room for anything that might help him in this dire situation, and in his time of need, he finds a bottle of Delsum, and the coffin bursts through the door, and he throws the Delsum, and the coffin stops.
God damn it.
That's the spooky story. The coffin stops.
Sponsored by Delsum.
Delsum, this is us calling out for a sponsorship. Please give us money. We are so broke. It's not a joke.
We know it's only the second podcast, and
But how many people are actually willing to sponsor you, Delsum? That was a quality tier joke. Please give us money. We please, Delsum. This is our call to you. Make our coffin stop.
We'll tell that joke every podcast.
I swear to God, if Delsum
if
sponsors
you
this,
sponsor.
I will tell that joke better and better every podcast.
If they don't sponsor us,
Better thumping.
then we're going to talk about Robitussin every single podcast.
Yeah, because I could have used the more known Robitussin, the cough medication.
Yeah.
Or maybe even fucking NyQuil if I felt so inclined. But no, Delsum.
You went for Delsum.
It's subtle.
It's
It
very
makes
subtle.
the humor a lot more subtle because they're like, where's he going with Delsum?
Yeah.
And then the coffin stops.
Because at first you hear Delsum, and your brain doesn't register that it's a cough medicine. But then once you register, you're like, oh, fuck.
Okay, now on to the important issues.
Yeah.
As discussed per end of last week's episode, traps, are they gay?
Are they gay?
I say traps are not gay. Kyle?
I say traps are gay.
Kyle says that traps are gay. I say they're not. And I have plenty of reasoning. Just logical reasoning. Like, you don't need sources for this. Like, it's just A to B. I mean, it's point to point. I mean, it makes sense.
Can you explain what a trap is to someone who may or may not know what a trap is?
Absolutely. A trap, by definition, is a person who in public passes as a female. And now what's important to note is that they not only pass as a female, but they are a hot, attractive female that you would consider sleeping with. Now, the term trap comes from, you say, okay, this is a hot female. I'm gonna go woo her. So you go and you court this female, and you manage to get it to the point where you can sleep with her, and she whips out a dick. So it's like, it's a trap.
It is a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Because so that's the definition of a trap. Now, the conflict of interest is, that's a penis. Is it gay for you to fool around with that dick? I say no. For one main point of, that's a feminine penis. That's a girl dick. That's a different story.
Now, Kyle, you have a chance to defend your point and say that traps are gay.
Correct.
And disprove his fact.
Well, I'm going to first start off and say that it's something that it's subjective to everyone. It's whether or not...
I don't want this cookie cutter special snowflake bullshit.
Excuse me. I let you talk. Now let me speak.
That was the definition of a trap.
Judge, please hold him in contempt.
Don't hold me in contempt. I'll
Fucking
stop.
smack you.
To Nate, he would fuck a trap. That would be okay with him, and he wouldn't think it was gay.
Did he say he would fuck a
Did
trap?
I say I would fuck one?
Would
No.
you fuck a trap?
I just said it's not gay.
Well, now, why wouldn't you fuck a trap?
If it's not
Because
gay,
it's
why
gay.
wouldn't you fuck
It's not
them?
my personal taste. I don't suck on feet, and that's not gay.
That's
Fair
because
enough. Okay.
if you're
It's
sucking
not a
on male feet, yes, that's gay.
No. Even on a woman's foot, I wouldn't do that because that's not my cup of tea.
Fair enough.
Traps aren't my cup of tea. Doesn't mean it's gay. I mean, it's not.
My next point is it's in the name. It's a trap.
It's actually gay's not in the name, but it's...
But it being gay is in the name. You have courted this woman and then been like,
okay.
oh, this is a trap.
I'm sorry,
she now has a penis.
courted this what?
This female. And that's only if she is a female. Now, she could...
No further questions.
There are 86, technically 86 genders nowadays, boys.
Whoa.
But
We're
you
not
did
pulling
call
the fucking gender argument.
You
Now,
did
how-
call the trap a female, though.
That's it. If that's what...
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Let me break into some points. So, running back on my feminine penis argument. So, your issue is that it's a penis, yes? Which is considered male genitalia, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Now, let's say it's reversed. You eat pussy, no?
Correct.
He does.
Okay.
Now, would you eat a pussy if it was on a man?
Absolutely not.
Because that is a masculine vagina.
Objection!
It's sustained.
Hey, that's a man. Then no matter what, if it's a vagina, it's still gay because it's a man.
Because it's a masculine vagina.
Because it's a man.
Because
it's on a man.
but it's a vagina. It's a woman's part. No, do you not enjoy vagina as a male, as a straight male?
I'm saying that is a man.
Do you not enjoy vagina as a straight male?
You have to look him in his male eyes and fuck his vagina.
But are they male eyes? Like, what makes it male eyes?
You agree that he's a male, though, is the point.
He looks
regardless of his genitals. He's
He
a
looks
male.
like one.
He's a male, yes.
He's going to look
'Cause
like
it's a-
one. We can't tell whether or not he's going to.
So if it was a
identify as
female,
male.
if it's a female that just kind of looks like a dude, you're. Because that's what you're saying at this point. Moving on, because I think my point's been made. He's not gonna fuck a masculine vagina, but he won't suck a feminine dick. I don't understand.
Well,
I
maybe
would
he
not
doesn't. You
fuck
won't.
a
He
masculine.
wouldn't. But he's saying it's gay too.
Okay.
He's saying it's gay too.
Okay.
I think it would be gay for a woman to eat out a male vagina.
You think so?
Explain the
Yes.
reasoning.
Vagina is vagina. It's the same thing.
So dick is dick.
Dick is dick.
If vagina is vagina, it would also not be gay
There's
by that
one-
definition in that
this-
case, because is fucking vagina gay?
Not if it's on a
If you're
female.
a male, fucking a vagina, is that gay?
If it's on a
No,
man.
no. If you are a male,
If
fucking
it's
a
on a
vagina,
man.
is that gay?
If it's on a man.
Evan, if you are a male, fucking a vagina, is that gay? No. By its purest definition, male, dick into vagina, is that gay? That's considered heteronormative, is it not?
I suppose.
It is considered heteronormative. Now you slap that pussy on a dude,
And it becomes very gay.
that's his definition. It doesn't make sense. You can't believe in one and not believe in the other.
I believe in neither.
So, okay, moving to my next point. Evan,
Hello.
let's say you're buying a new car.
Okay.
Okay? So you're looking at these two identical Honda Priuses. Or is it a Toyota? Did Toyota make Prius? You're looking at Priuses.
Priuses, yeah.
They're Priuses. They're Priuses. They
Why
are
do
both.
They have to be Priuses, though.
They're both. I'd pick. Okay, what are you in the market for?
I'm not really in the market for a car, but I'm sure as fuck not in the market for a Prius.
I sure as hell I am. If I
That's
could drive
gas.
a Prius,
Those are fuel efficient as fuck. Moving.
I'm
past,
at least going hybrid.
I gotta go back. Okay? I gotta go back. Okay, so Chevy Malibus. Those are those are hybrid. Those are hybrid cars.
But...
It's a hybrid car.
Okay.
You're looking at two identical vehicles. Okay, two identical vehicles. By all accounts, they are the same.
Okay.
Now you get into one, and it's factory.
Yeah.
It's everything is right to code specification. There's nothing extra. It's off the lot. It's what you get. I mean, it's right there. It's
basic.
There's nothing exactly. There's nothing special. It's one to the other. It's machinery. Now, this other vehicle, it looks the exact same on the outside. Now you get on the inside, and it's got all these bells and whistles. It's got fucking heated seats. It's got maybe it's a manual. It's got a drive shaft. Now, it's got all of these special things that make it so cool. It's got this like Batman style heads up display on the windshield, right? Like it's got all of these really sick gadgets in it. It makes it feel like a spy car. It looks just like the other car, but it's got all these bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Now, would you want just a regular ass car, or would you want a car with bells and whistles?
Well, the bells and whistles usually cost extra.
Let's-
a lot extra.
But it's just it's cost is not an issue here. It's just, would you prefer the car with bells and whistles and all these extra features at no extra cost, or the regular basic car? I mean, I would say that most people would say that it's okay to have bells and whistles in a vehicle.
So would you fuck a trap then?
Personally, once again, no. Not my own personal taste. But I'm not going to hold it against anyone who does. I don't think that's gay.
What if you find a trap?
Okay.
The trap
it's a
whips out their
surprise.
dick.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, you know what? We don't have to do any of that. I'll blow you. I'll just blow you or give you a nice hand job.
So
if that's what you prefer.
they're doing it to me, yes?
They're giving you the hand job. You don't have to do anything to them. You just have to look them in their feminine eyes and
Done.
get that hand job.
Done.
But
mission accomplished, yeah.
now you're just gonna leave them hanging?
Look, it's courtesy at that point. It's still not gay. Okay, Kyle. By your definition, traps are trans, yes?
I guess technically they are trans.
Traps are trans,
I'd
yes?
say they're
Yes.
trans.
Traps are trans.
I'd say they're trans.
Traps are trans. Just want to make that fucking abundantly clear.
Probably.
So, traps are trans. Now, trans people
Mm-hmm.
are... I gotta fucking... Oh.
Well, you see, but that's the problem here is that there are some people who was born a man and then act as a female but still have that male genitalia that will then identify as a transgender. So I think we have to just be... we can't blanket all trans people because that's not... I mean, there are very, very, very few women out there that have penises.
Okay, so traps are trans, though. Let's say, for all intensive
Then
purposes.
they are
all intensive purposes, traps
a
are trans.
sector of trans, yes.
All intensive purposes, traps are trans.
No, because
Oh,
trans...
fuck me. You just said yes. Okay, moving
You
past.
won't
In a
fuck you because you have a
sector.
dick. He
There's
made
more
that
than
perfectly
that.
clear
Okay.
earlier.
We're going broad here. So I'm gonna make the assumption that traps are trans, which you were both okay with.
Yeah, I'm fine with
both
that.
are okay with that. So trans cannot serve in the military. That was a recent thing with the whole Donald Trump shit. We're not gonna get into that. Now gays can serve in the military. Trans are not gays, and traps are trans. Traps are not gay. That's because trans can't serve, gays can, which means that trans are not gays. And if traps are trans, traps aren't gay.
I mean,
That's transitive property. Pun intended.
because I speak for all traps everywhere when I say they are trans. I have the authority to make that abundantly
This is the
clear.
Lorax. He speaks for the
I
traps.
speak for the traps.
Evan is the trap Lorax, the trap spokesman. I mean, really, at this point, after that argument, I don't think there's anything you can say that is going to sway me to say that traps aren't gay.
So, yeah. And then, so basically what we got down to is traps are not gay, and Nate, you would give a trap a hand job if they gave you a hand job.
What I'm getting down to is traps are not gay. It's not my cup of tea, but I'd fuck a trap.
Because they have a pulse.
Like I said, courtesy. It's just courtesy. It's the Christian thing to do.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, don't take his name in vain. All right.
Oh,
Now what's really fun about this traps argument is Kyle and I have been having it for some time. Like, this started a while ago, yeah.
The beginning of the semester.
The beginning of the semester.
Of this
just about.
semester?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just about. So it's been about a couple months.
yeah.
Now, what's really fun about this argument, as most arguments that I start with Kyle, it started as me just fucking with Kyle. And up until this point, Kyle, I'm not sure how easy this is for you to believe, but I have just been entirely fucking with you. Like, it's literally just me dicking with you at this point. Like, I saw how flustered you got about it, and I was like, I bet I can make him more flustered. And then once I realized that, like, Trevor was saying things, and Christian was saying things, and Michael was saying
Christian
things...
never came down with a definitive answer on whether or not traps were gay that night.
Moving past that, like, people were saying things, and I saw it in your face, and I couldn't stop myself. So this has essentially just been one elaborate joke. But along the way, you know what I've learned?
You'd fuck a trap.
Traps aren't gay. That's the conclusion I've reached.
You opened yourself to broader ideas.
I've opened myself up.
To
And-
traps.
To traps.
Letting them in.
So, Kyle thinks traps are gay. I don't.
I'm
Evan.
not interested in traps, but I feel like if it was I don't feel like I could actually be convinced. I was gonna say I could be convinced. I don't think I can.
Not
be
convinced to fuck one, but are they gay? Kyle says they are.
I'd say they're trans.
I say they're not.
I'd say they're trans.
Trans aren't gay.
Trans aren't gay, so then
traps
they're
are not gay. It's 2 against 1, man. That's majority. So
it's 2 against 1 of 3 college men. I say majority of the world think traps are gay.
2/3 of college men.
2/3 of heteronormative white college males do not believe that traps are gay.
Based off these statistics that we have currently available to us.
And statistics don't lie.
Statistics don't lie.
But yet,
ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, the votes are in. Traps aren't gay. Till next time.